Merry Christmas, everybody! Terry here again, and I am here to talk a little bit about one of my favorite holiday traditions. I admit that this is a little bit weird, and I'm not sure if anybody else really does this, but basically, every holiday that I'm really in love with, what I do to celebrate it is I go on to Netflix and Hulu and I look up holiday episodes of my favorite television shows. Like episodes featuring that specific holiday. And you'd be surprised how many really memorable holiday episodes there are of television shows. I think it's a really fun way to sort of celebrate the holiday with some of your favorite fictional characters. So I wanted to share with you some of my favorite Christmas episodes of television shows. Honestly, it's interesting whenever you look at the holiday-themed episodes of television shows, because it seems like a lot of television shows sort of look to regularly do episode for that holiday, while some television shows seem to aim to celebrate a different holiday each year, like each season will feature a different holiday. So I'm going to break up this video. Is the first part of the episode I'm going to talk about shows that feature a Christmas episode just once every now and again, or maybe even, just once ever so far. Then the second half of the video is going to talk about shows that regularly feature a Christmas episode, and I'm just going to talk about my favorites from those shows. First of all, like I said, I'm going to be talking about shows that only have one Christmas episode that I can think of. One that I love, and can always get me into the Christmas spirit, is the Fairly OddParents episode, Christmas Every Day. It's actually an interesting episode because it's the first ever special episode of Fairly OddParents, and if I remember correctly, I think that it's the first, musical episode. And the plot line, just like Fairly OddParents style, is delightful and terrible all at the same time, which I kind of love. Basically, Timmy Turner wishes that it was Christmas every day, just like any kid would, and then we learned about all the negative ramifications of what the world would be like if it were Christmas every day, and all the benefits of what Christmas was every day continued, like nobody working, all the shops being closed, etc., etc., etc. It's a really great episode because it shows you how too much of a good thing can in fact be a bad thing, while at the same time really showing you the cheer that is Christmas time. And it features Santa Claus and various avatars of other holidays, and you can't ever go wrong with that. Now, if you're looking for a Christmas episode that's a little bit alternative, not all about smiling all the time, one of my personal favorites is Supernatural's A Very Supernatural Christmas. And although the episode does feature Sam and Dean hunting down two pagan gods posing as adorable old people, ultimately the episode is about the bond between these two brothers. An ongoing theme throughout the entire series of Supernatural is just how close Sam and Dean are because of how turbulent their childhood was and how much they really care for one another. And I think that this episode showcases that to a really great level, where ultimately one brother wants to celebrate Christmas, while the other doesn't for very similar reasons. And we do get to explore a little bit of their past, while at the same time getting to know them as characters now. I think it's always great whenever a television show can remind you about the joy you could feel on a holiday, while at the same time reminding you about the emotions that are at the core of it. Okay, time to talk about some shows that regularly feature Christmas episodes. First of all, a show that I really love is Glee. And every year they feature some sort of Christmas episode. And honestly, you can't go wrong with them. All of them are really amazing, and probably the best way to get into the Christmas spirit. I think that my personal favorite is probably the episode Extraordinary Merry Christmas. In this episode, the Glee Club, for some reason, gets to do a public access Christmas special, and they decided to do it Judy Garland style in black and white. And there's an adorable duet with Kurt and Blaine, and we get Lea Michele in her golden age of Hollywood mode, which is just always amazing. And it even gives a nod to the Star Wars Christmas special, which, by the way, if you're looking for something for television to watch for Christmas, never watch the Star Wars Christmas special. No, seriously, it features 10 minutes of nothing but Wookiee speak with no subtitles. I wish I were joking. And then what the episode really is about is the idea that Christmas is more about just happy songs. And it's a lot about, the real emotion that's at it, and the idea of helping your fellow man, and acknowledging that there are people out there that are suffering and that need your help, and that's something that you can do on Christmas, is give back. Now the last show that I really want to get into is Doctor Who. Whenever Doctor Who came back in 2005, Russell T Davies did something pretty incredible. He established a brand new Christmas tradition. Ever since then, every year on Christmas Day, the BBC premieres a new Christmas episode of Doctor Who. I don't know about you guys, but in my household it's required watching. Every Christmas the family gets together and watches a new episode of Doctor Who. It's amazing because it's these characters that we love so much, and we get to see them experience Christmas, a holiday that we're also currently experiencing. I just really love holiday traditions, and the fact that one of them can coincide with one of my favorite TV shows is like the best thing in the world. So of course, if you're watching this right now on Christmas Day, you should absolutely tune into the Christmas special tonight called The Time of the Doctor. It's going to be the final appearance as Matt Smith as the 11th Doctor, so I'm sure there's going to be some tears shed, but at the same time I'm sure it's going to be a really great Christmas episode. It's always fun to watch Jenna Louise Coleman and Matt Smith riff off each other. They're just so great together. And just like with Glee, if you want to get into the Christmas spirit, you just can't go wrong with Doctor Who. Every Christmas episode is really great and really pulls you into the Christmas spirit. And what's so great about a time travel show is that it doesn't matter where the timeline is in terms of the main characters, because it can be Christmas every day, without Fairly OddParents level negative ramifications. And there's basically a Doctor Who Christmas episode for anything you want. There's Christmas episodes in the present, Christmas episodes in the past, and most of them feature aliens. I feel like Doctor Who is such a perfect show to regularly feature a Christmas episode, because ultimately, even though there can be some pretty emotional moments, Doctor Who is always a very uplifting show that reminds you about the power of the human spirit. How as a people we can be very resilient and very caring whenever we need to be. And isn't that really what Christmas is all about? But personally, my favorite Doctor Who Christmas episode is The Runaway Bride. This marks Catherine Tate's character, Donna Noble's, first appearance in the Doctor Who franchise. She eventually becomes a regular companion. This episode led us to believe that it was just going to be like a one-shot throwaway character. Can I just say that this is the most amazing way to introduce a potential companion? Donna Noble just randomly appears on the TARDIS wearing a full-on wedding dress, and the entire episode is about getting her back to her wedding on Christmas Day, while the Doctor has to find out why she showed up there anyway in the first place. And the episode is very emotional and is very Christmassy and puts you in a good mood by the end of it, but at the same time it features Santas and Christmas trees that try to kill people, and a giant spider alien thing that the Doctor has to defeat. So just like Supernatural, if you're looking for a Christmas episode that's about more than sparkly lights and gingerbread cookies, this is a really great choice. That's basically all the shows I want to talk about in length, but I did want to give an honorable mention to a couple of newer shows, because you never know with new shows if they're going to regularly feature Christmas episodes, or if these are just one-shots or not, or if they're even going to make it past this season they're on. But personally, I really enjoyed the Mindy Project's Christmas episode this season, and also Super Fun Night featuring Rebel Wilson had a really funny and adorable Christmas episode. So definitely check those out. They're both on Hulu. That's basically it for now, so I'd like to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas. And before I sign off, I would like to give a big congratulations to Home Free, which is the country a cappella group that was on the sing-off, because they just won the whole competition, and they've totally earned it. If you'd like to see more about them, they actually have a YouTube channel. You can click in the description down below and I'll have a link for you. On last Friday, I talked about my reaction to the whole Duck Dynasty fiasco and what I felt Phil Robertson should have done differently. If you want to watch that video, it's in the corner over there. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, you should absolutely like it. And if you think you might want to see similar videos, you should click on subscribe, because I do these every Wednesday and Friday. But that's it for now. I'll see you next time. For some homophobic comments he made. I feel like this was the right call from A&E, but ultimately I don't feel like it was Phil Robertson's fault that he made some insensitive comments in the public eye.